Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. Testing, testing. Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure we got the interpreter in. Yeah. Yeah. I think he's here. We're on schedule to start at 10:30. Okay.
Chuck, that stuff right around.
Carter Chapman.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, sir.
Mullis is making Georgia right now. He's got most of his area. Yes. And Eddie Lump's in the house right here in Rome, Italy. So,
Wow.
I finished 20-hour shift at Reverend Hospital here in Rome at 4 a.m. They're like, you're it, Chuck. So,
Well, glad you made it.
yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's nice to see sunshine. Braves are now in first place. I mean, things are looking up, you know.
Especially if the Mets keep losing the last place
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I went to the Georgia game. I graduated from there. Actually, I was down there. My daughter graduated. I think it's last year. Now she's going to get University of Georgia.
Wow.
So we had a
little house divided.
We had a lot of, yeah. She wore Oregon earrings. Other than that, it's got to be credit.
Yeah.
But we hung out with a bunch of people from UG tailgates.
I heard they were a fun crowd.
They were a fun crowd. We had a lot of fun there.
Yeah. I graduated from UGA myself not long ago.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, I lived at Rivermill Apartments, and she did too. So
I almost lived there.
it's so convenient, just right across the road and everything. Of course, when I was there, they were brand new. I think they're a little beat up these days.
I was gonna say, they're probably showing the age a little bit now. It's probably still nicer than the place I actually lived in. So.
Yeah. We've sent, I know our group over there in Rome was sending stuff to Kentucky. Sent 2 truckloads up here.
Like here.
We're going to have to take care of local now.
Yeah. It was, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was down with my fiance's or wife's family with and I was getting pictures, yeah. But instead of being out here, I was like,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was like, it wasn't even raining down there. It was just
Yeah.
like stopped. It just rained for hours.
Well, we got a lot of rain over in Floyd County, but didn't have the issues they did here, that's for sure.
That was good. Yeah. Well, appreciate you coming out. Anything we can do for you?
No, I'm good. Had my tough primary and no opposition now. Actually,
Funny how that
yeah,
works.
Lewis is running again. Took the case on what every 42 weeks till they finally announced until they said you're done.
Yeah.
26%.
Carry the wind, add the...
Yeah, you know, you got 49% maybe.
You know, you say this longer,
But everybody's cheated these days.
it's crazy how it is now. You got a busy fall ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got lots going on, that's for sure. And I know try to help some of these guys get out the workers out the notice like I got to do right now. Yeah,
Especially this area. This is really
I wish the Supreme Court had ruled about mid-November.
Fair
In that
enough.
case, because, you know, it's like it energizes the other side. So I think we're still in good shape. But
Yeah. That's what, I mean, you know, I tell people all the time. You know, I did this job about a year, 8 months ago. All my friends were like, oh, so you'll just like do that for a year and then talk to them. No, it's good now. Like,
yeah. I was walking in with Blake Tillery game Saturday. I saw Trey Patrick walking over there too. So it's fun. You go to those games and see all these people.
Quite the who's who.
Yeah. Yeah, Blake. I'm chair of finance. Blake's over appropriations. They asked me on TV one time. So sad. I hope that 10 seconds of lamb you guys good for about the next 3 months, because that's all you're getting.
Just that one that we posted on Twitter.
I think it was.
Did one last one?
Yep.
Okay, good job.
Everyone's getting it.
Thank you all for being here today. The governor is about to come over.
Yeah, we have.
He'll be joined by Sheriff Schrader. Director Stallings will also be with him. First the governor, then Sheriff Schrader will speak, and then we'll open it up for Q&A. We'll do just on topic questions though, all right? Thank you all.
Yeah, it's been a long time, I know.
It's not been the easiest problem, that's for sure. But we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're working on it. I've been telling people we're going to do it. I've been telling people we're going to do it. So it made me on board.
I was the county administrator for 9 years. All Smith was in the house. His father, I guess it was.
Come on, Sheriff. Blake, you stand up there with us. Try to get all the folks up here. You good? See ya. Guys, y'all just kind of come on in where we can get everybody in case we got questions for the media. All right, well, good morning, everybody. We've just been on a little tour here in Summerville, Georgia, seeing some of the damage, talking to some of the residents that have been affected. First of all, just want to thank really a great state-local partnership. So many different agencies, nonprofits, a lot of the local folks that have been involved in this. I've talked to the local legislative delegation up here. Senator Huffstedler is with us this morning. I've spoken with or been in touch with Representative Lumsden, Senator Mullis, spoke with Judge Thompson, Chairman Blake Ellsbury. I think we have all the mayors with us, and certainly Mayor Harvey of Summerville, but the area mayors who are with us. We just appreciate the sheriff is here as well. I'm going to throw it to him next, and you'll be able to hear from the sheriff, but we certainly appreciate other area sheriffs, Dave Robertson from Rome and Floyd County, and other folks that have been pitching in to help us. I certainly want to thank the Georgia Emergency Management Agency, the Department of Natural Resources. They've had boats and chainsaw crews up here. Jim has been coordinating everything. DOT has been up fixing, repairing, and assessing roads. The State Patrol's been helping with traffic. Department of Corrections has sent their water truck here, and then we've had a great response from our neighbor, or the neighbor, Gordon County, just next door. Also, a lot of nonprofits and private sector folks helping us. The Georgia Baptists are here, obviously Red Cross, Salvation Army. We have a lot of our faith-based institutions locally and from around the state that have been providing services, the North Summerville Baptist Church, Central Avenue Baptist, and many others that are drop-off or pick-up points for water and food as well. I'm going to let questions for water availability be answered by others because they probably know a little more, but I also just want to thank the Rural Water Authority. They're on the ground helping with that problem as well. And then great private sector partners. We just saw a Coca-Cola truck leaving. I know Walmart has sent tractor trailers of water. Anheuser-Busch has sent some of their canned disaster relief water products here as well. And so we've just had a great response. a couple of things I wanted to end with. Number one, I know this has been, tough economically for this community and tough on their families. Kids are not in the classroom right now because we don't have water availability in the schools, and obviously parents are dealing with bigger issues right now from work, homes being flooded out. We saw some of that in neighborhoods. Many of the downtown businesses got devastating flooding and water damage that they're dealing with, and then you have larger companies and really large employers in the community like Mohawk Industries that have had to shut down, but they're also giving back while they're shutting down, sending water trucks and their employees out to help. So it's been a tough economic impact for this part of our state, and we're certainly keeping all these families and affected businesses and their kids in our thoughts and prayers. Lastly, I just want to have everyone across the state and certainly up here be weather alert as we go into this weekend. The state meteorologist is telling us that we are going to have more storms moving through Friday, Saturday, and potentially Sunday. So we want all Georgians to be aware of that. And with that, I'm going to throw it to the sheriff and let him give you more of a local update on what they've been doing here.
Thank you, Governor. I'd like to say I appreciate the governor for being up here today. I appreciate you guys coming up. Any publicity we can get will help get the word out to other areas that of our needs, which is water, bottled water right now. As the governor said, we'll reserve those questions for the water situation to the city officials. I would echo what the governor said about our city, county, and state partnerships. It's been a tremendous burden lifted off of us to have those partnerships and those resources come in from the state of Georgia through their law enforcement, GEMA, Homeland Security. They've been here since day one, and kudos to them. We couldn't have done it and made it work as smoothly as it has for the residents of our county without their partnership, and we much appreciate that. We are seeing that most of the water has receded back into the creeks, into the rivers. We're still assessing damages. Georgia DOT is up here helping us assess damage with county roads, and hopefully we can get those evaluated and find out where we need to make repairs on those. So, but Governor, thank you again. I know you're always a phone call away, and you've been that way, and we appreciate that. So, thank you.
All right, we'll open up for questions. Again, we got, the whole state team is here. We obviously have the sheriff, Mayor Harvey is here as well, and other local mayors. And I've spoken to the school superintendent just a few minutes ago, who's on the ground here with us. So any questions you guys got, we'll try to answer them.
Governor, can you talk about the number of business owners, some here, who've been flooded out, and of course, they need to know, is there anything the state can do for them? So many homeowners, as you know, and business owners don't have flood insurance, maybe didn't think they needed it, or it was too expensive. Is there anything the state can do to help their businesses get back on?
Well, I can assure you we're going to stay and do everything that we can under the authority that we have as a state. I'll let Director Stallings come up and talk to you more about potential FEMA requests and how the process is going to go. Once we get, our main concern is making sure we're keeping water for individuals that need it, and get meals to them so they can survive, and also get the water turned back on, and then we'll continue evaluations and the other processes that come with natural disasters. But Chris, do you want to address that a little bit?
Thank you, Governor. We have been in contact with FEMA. We're requesting the Individual Assistance Program to come and do assessments. They should be on the ground probably either this evening or tomorrow. We've also requested the SBA, or Small Business Authority, to come as well and start doing assessments so that we can work with businesses to help them. Sometimes it's not the answer that they always want, but it's a low interest loan that they have. It's a government backed, so it's guaranteed, and it will help them get back on their feet. And then as we go through the assessment process, through the damage assessments, if we see the need arises, we'll get FEMA in here as well for the public assistance side to see what recovery. But right now, as the governor mentioned, we're more focused on just making sure safety and water and resources are available for those that are currently misplaced or out of work.
Can you update the water situation with the outages? I know also heard that the tank was being cracked in Somerville, and so what's being done, how long will they put the water?
So what we can say is that we have the Georgia Rural Water Authority here, and they're assessing everything. With any flood, there's a cleanup. Sometimes you find problems that were there that you didn't know about, maybe things that are not a big problem until you see them. So to go into the details of if there's a crack or not, I wouldn't go that far into it. I would say that they're assessing everything. There was a lot of water at the water treatment plant, so there was a large buildup of silt, debris, so they're in the process of cleaning that out. We're working around the clock as fast as we can. Ultimately, there are other options other than just filling that one tank back up, so we're looking at all options to try to get the water back as fast as possible, but the goal is to have clean water that's sanitized, and when you turn that faucet on, you know it's safe to drink. So that process takes a little while through getting tests done. So I can't say that it's going to be an extended amount of time. It's still all to be determined. They're working though right now. If you were at the water treatment plant, you'd see them there actively working, doing everything they can to get it turned back on.
Governor, in your tours today, what are some of the things that you saw today, and what were some of the conversations with the people who just live here in the area?
Yeah, I think that's the one thing about a flooding. Since the water's receded somewhat, you can still see a lot of water around the area, a lot of water still moving through drainage ditches and other things, but I don't think it gives you the full effect of what people are dealing with inside their dwellings or inside their businesses. You know, those stories Marty and I have gotten, stopping and talking to people and hearing, you know, their floors are having to be torn out. Their business had, 5, 6 of 12 inches of water in them, and tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of damage. So that's the thing that we're still continuing to hear about. I think, to me, that's the most devastating thing, and that's more of a verbal communication than actually what you can see, because when you drive down Main Street, it looks fairly normal, but if you go inside a building that's been flooded, we know it's not. And our message to people is, look, we are tackling everything that we can with any resource that we have. We have every resource that we have available in state government. We have been here, and we're not going anywhere. We're going to hang in there as long as everybody needs us, and we'll do what we can to help.
Governor, you mentioned you spoke with the superintendent earlier. Can you talk more about the impact on children and their education as we move forward?
Well, I'm certainly let the superintendent come on up here. Super, we'll let you address what the needs are at the school. I mean, obviously you can't hold class if you don't have water for a lot of different reasons. I know the folks that I've been talking to today more focused on making sure the kids that need it are getting meals, that their families have water. And I know, my desires, I'm sure like the superintendents, we want to get kids back in the classroom as quick as we can and bring normalcy. That helps the parents be able to go back to work, and a lot of issues that we dealt with during the pandemic. But those are going to be subject to us getting water availability, I would think. But I'll let the superintendent.
I didn't hear the question.
Can you just talk more about the impact on the students and their families and what we're looking at moving forward for them since they're not in school right now?
Right. Well, one of the big things is Sunday night after all of the rain, some of our schools had water for a few minutes. But we decided that it would be difficult to let some families send some of their children to school and some have to stay at home. And so we made the decision just to call off school. Well, then in the meantime, we're down to only one of our schools in the county would have access to water to be able to flush, to be able to wash hands, cook, those kind of things. And so I am dependent upon these gentlemen behind us to tell us our next move right now. Our number one concern is making sure our kids have what they need, our families have what they need, whether it be water, food. I know we were handing out diapers yesterday to families, and so, that's the biggest concern. And that, this is a rural community. There are some communities that are harder hit than others, and just to make sure that we reach out to them and provide them what they need. And hopefully we'll be back in school maybe by the first of the week. I honestly don't know, so I'll just wait on them to advise us on that.
I'm a business owner here in town. We had about 3 feet of water in our store and lost pretty much only 75% of the store. Last night, with 1 hour of rain, we were under 3 inches of water again. We were able to wade through the parking lot in knee-deep water last night when it wasn't a major storm and clear out drains and watch the water just flow through. So I want to hear from the city, I guess, that what are we doing to just clear some drains so that 1 inch of water this weekend is not going to put us in a state for that boat again.
Yeah, I don't know, Mayor, do you want to address that?
First, I'd like to thank the governor for coming in, for staff, and working with us on this. All the agencies that are here and have worked with us, we've gotten excellent support from everyone, and we do appreciate that. As far as drains, we do have our city staff, and I want to thank our city staff too. They've certainly done a good job about doing the things that needs to be done. We are still assessing what needs to be done and how things need to be done. As far as drains are concerned, we have been working with drains, opening drains and doing those things for really the last 6 to 8 months. We've been working on that. We will continue to work on those. If you have any issues as far as a drain and you know about it, if you will call City Hall, we'll get to it as quickly as we possibly can. We still have resources that and other things that we're working on and other things we're doing, but we'll certainly try and open those and do what we can. We have done some work as far as the creek is concerned, but if we get a large amount of rain in a short period of time, we are going to have some problems.
Mayor, is there an overall plan being developed?
We do. We have an overall plan that we got from the Corps engineers about 5 months ago as far as the creek is concerned and some things we can do there. It is not a plan that it will alleviate all flooding or flooding in certain situations, but it's certainly going to help. And I think what we've done so far has helped. But anytime you have as much rain as we've had in as short a period of time that we've had, then we are going to have some problems.
We'll let Director Stallings speak to that.
Okay, if you will.
Yes, sir. Just to echo what the mayor's saying, National Weather Service is saying this is a 500-year flood event. So 15 inches of rain in 6 hours, there's not much any system can tolerate. We have our hazard mitigation team on ground today. They're assessing some issues. We are also working with the Corps of Engineers, as Mayor indicated, to facilitate some changes to the city, working with some engineers to see if we can't help remediate some of those problems as well. So.
Governor, I have one more question. We employ about 30 to 40 people. Is there any state disaster unemployment or benefits available that these people can?
Yeah, what I would do for anything, I would refer to your local EMA. Wouldn't that be the thing to do, Chris? And if it requests like that, the best way for us to deal with those is through the local emergency management agency and the director. Get those to her. They can feed those up to us, and we can figure out where they need to go. Now, do we need to get Department of Labor involved? Is it a federal issue? Whatever it is, that's the most efficient way for us to deal with that. So if you can just run that through these folks right here, we're glad to try to help you however we can.
All right, thanks everyone.
Okay.
How you'll be weather ready wherever you are.
We expect at any moment a tornado warning could be issued.
The 11 Alive Storm Trackers. It's how you'll be prepared and stay safe. 11 Alive Morning News.
We began with breaking news this morning.
Is where you know what's happening now.
11 Alive is live on the scene.
Where you can confidently plan ahead.
This severe weather is intensifying.
By knowing what's coming overhead. And we're Atlanta's traffic expert.
We've seen delays almost 30 minutes worth of
helps you get there on time. Every time. 11 Alive Morning News is where you start the day prepared. Watch weekdays 5 to 7 a.m.
If you see breaking news or severe weather near you, snap it and share it using Near Me on the 11 Alive News app. Want to verify if something's true or false? Record your question and send it. Download the 11 Alive News app to use Near Me.
11 Alive News at 11 p.m. is where you find out what's happening now across Metro Atlanta.
We begin tonight with breaking news out of Cobb County, where a neighborhood is now...
where you stay a step ahead of severe weather.
Our storm risk has now been upgraded to a...
and the only place where you can verify fact versus fiction.
11 Alive can verify that claim is false.
11 Alive News at 11 p.m. where you end the day ready to take on tomorrow.
Weather can't run from the 11 Alive Thunder Truck.
mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11 Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge. Fighting social inequality is on all of us. That's why 11 Alive is committed to sharing diverse perspectives, exposing injustice, and finding solutions. Voices for Equality, sponsored by Georgia Power and our other partners. The 11 Alive Storm Trackers. It's how you see weather happening now across Metro Atlanta.
These severe storms are now closing in.
We could be talking about damaging winds, hail, and
How you can plan ahead by knowing what's coming overhead.
heavy storms are rolling in.
Expect pop-up thunderstorms and rain all day long.
And how you'll be weather ready wherever you are.
We expect at any moment a tornado warning could be issued.
The 11 Alive Storm Trackers. It's how you'll be prepared and stay safe. 11 Alive Morning News.
We began with breaking news this morning.
Is where you know what's happening now.
11 Alive is live on the scene.
Where you can confidently plan ahead
This severe weather is intensifying.
by knowing what's coming overhead. And where Atlanta's traffic expert
We've seen delays almost 30 minutes worth of
helps you get there on time, every time. 11 Alive Morning News is where you start the day prepared. Watch weekdays 5 to 7 a.m.
If you see breaking news or severe weather near you, snap it and share it using Near Me on the 11 Live News app. Want to verify if something's true or false? Record your question and send it. Download the 11 Alive News app to use Near Me.
11 Alive News at 11 p.m. is where you find out what's happening now across Metro Atlanta.
We begin tonight with breaking news out of Cobb County, where a neighborhood is now
Where you stay a step ahead of severe weather.
Our storm risk has now been upgraded to a...
And the only place where you can verify fact versus fiction.
11 Alive can verify that claim is false.
11 Alive News at 11 p.m. Where you end the day ready to take on tomorrow. Weather can't run from the 11 Alive Thunder Truck. A mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11 Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge. Fighting social inequality is on all of us. That's why 11 Alive is committed to sharing diverse perspectives, exposing injustice, and finding solutions. Voices for Equality, sponsored by Georgia Power and our other partners. The 11 Alive Storm Trackers. It's how you see weather happening now across Metro Atlanta.
These severe storms are now closing in.
we could be talking about damaging winds, hail, and
How you can plan ahead by knowing what's coming overhead.
heavy storms are rolling in.
Expect pop-up thunderstorms and rain all day long.
And how you'll be weather ready wherever you are.
We expect at any moment a tornado warning could be issued.
The 11 Alive Storm Trackers. It's how you'll be prepared and stay safe. 11 Alive Morning News
We began with breaking news this
is
morning.
where you know what's happening now.
11 Alive is live on the scene.
Where you can confidently plan ahead
This severe weather is intensifying.
by knowing what's coming overhead. And where Atlanta's traffic expert
We've seen delays almost 30 minutes worth of
helps you get there on time, every time. 11 Alive Morning News is where you start the day prepared. Watch weekdays 5 to 7 a.m.
If you see breaking news or severe weather near you, snap it and share it using Near Me on the 11 Live News app. Want to verify if something's true or false? Record your question and send it. Download the 11 Alive News app to use Near Me.
11 Alive News at 11 p.m. is where you find out what's happening now across Metro Atlanta.
We begin tonight with breaking news out of Cobb County, where a neighborhood is now
Where you stay a step ahead of severe weather.
Our storm risk has now been upgraded to a...
And the only place where you can verify fact versus fiction.
11 Alive can verify that claim is false.
11 Alive News at 11 p.m. Where you end the day ready to take on tomorrow. Weather can't run from the 11 Alive Thunder Truck. A mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11 Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.